Okay. I'm gonna get everything else finished up here, and then we'll. There it goes. Hell yeah. So I'm gonna get everything finished up here, and then we'll adjust the focus. We'll adjust the focus, and hopefully that'll do everything. I just got a couple more things I want to put on camera, and then hopefully the music isn't too loud either. If the music's loud, then okay. Looks like we only got like a 10-second delay on stream. That's good. That's good. That's what we like to see. I don't know if I have a pop out chat on my stream thing, but I'm gonna try and check chat as I go. Look, I got like one more figure I want to get up on stream because I realized I had a whole bunch of new stuff. Oh my god, there's still more stuff that's new and I haven't shown off. So in just a moment, I'm gonna have some more stuff and we'll go through. But we're gonna start with these ones and we're gonna go through like everything new that I've picked up recently, which is it's quite a lot. Not gonna lie, I like just in the past couple days and weeks I've picked up quite a bit, which is concerning for me. It's a lot more than I thought I was going to be picking up recently. So let me know if the music is too loud. Nice, you found a crasher. Yeah, I actually found, this is the second crasher I've seen. The second one I've seen, one was out of state and that was around Christmas time. I actually saw one in Iowa around Christmas time. I found this one locally. Maybe a month or two ago. I found it a little while ago. After January. And I have yet to see another one. I found one of this and one of Shadow Strip. Mio Lammers, welcome to the chat. You like the blue plane thing? We'll get to him. He's I wish he was better. I don't hate him. Let me emphasize, I don't hate him. But we'll get to him. Like I said, so we haven't officially started new stream toy time. By the way, Astromotive, thanks for the follow on Twitter. I recognize your tag from Twitter, and so thanks for following on there, and thanks for joining the stream. I got lots of cool stuff I want to show off. Kind of a show and tell type stream, where basically I'm just gonna be showing off some of the cool stuff I've picked up lately. Stuff I haven't fully shown off on Twitter or Instagram. Let me grab some of the other stuff that I picked up lately. It's on the shelf. No problem, I got. Hell yes. This is new. This is new. This is new. And we'll talk a little bit about this. Oh no, we already talked about you. We don't need to talk about you again. I think this one was on my last stream, so we won't talk about. Ooh, sorry. We won't talk about Hot Shot because I think he was on the last one. I have a couple other figures off to the side that we'll get to whenever we get to. One is pretty new. The other one I just don't think I've shown off a lot. So, by the way, let me know if the music is too loud. It's coming through pretty loud on my end, at least. So I just want to know if it's as loud on your end. But I have it turned pretty way down. So, let me see if we can adjust these properties on the fly. Configure my video. Let's see. We need apply. Oop. Let's try auto focusing on that. Nope. Don't like the autofocus on that. Ooh. Ooh, we almost had it. Ooh. Let's try. I think right there is good. Right there, that looks good. Okay. So now that we got that all kind of configured there, let's get into some of these. So this is oh, okay, sorry. I'm not used to streaming again fully. But yeah, we're back. We're Gucci. Again, like I said, if the music ends up getting too loud, just let me know and I'll change it or crank it down. It should be pretty low. I got a lemonade here next to me so that way I can stay hydrated. All right. Yeah, I guess let's start with the I should get my backlight going. I only have my front light going. There we go. I don't really hear it, the music. Okay, here, I'll turn it up a little bit. Hopefully it'll turn that all the way up. Skip a little farther ahead. Ooh. There we go. I think that'll be a good... I think that right there might be good volume for it. We'll find out. Mio said she wanted to see the blue plane, so we're gonna start with that then, just because you guys said you wanted to see that. So this is one of the new ones I got. This is Bomb Burst, as some of you probably know. Bomb Burst is a small blue plane jet thing. It's pretty cool. I definitely hear it now. Is it too loud? Yeah, it's one of the Pretenders, which I've been collecting steadily. I'm gonna turn down my headphones. I have the music in my headphones, so it's kind of distracting. There we go. Okay. Yeah, he's one of the new Pretenders that we got in Legacy, and his vehicle mode does look pretty good. I especially like it whenever you do because he has these other sides that are just blue and are supposed to be like the thing, but you could also just flip them. Maybe a touch loud, but it's not bad. I can still hear you perfectly. Okay, cool. Oh, it seems like... Did it go down? Is it connected to my... No, it just got quiet there. Okay. I was just wondering why I couldn't see it on the visualizer for the stream. It's just quiet. Okay. But yeah. He's okay. He's not my favorite. He's kind of terrible, not gonna lie. Transform, like, and it's mainly because these don't lock in, like these arms. They have little tabs that are supposed to lock them in, but they just don't. And transformation is like the easiest. Oh, I broke it. Not really. But yeah, transformation is like the easiest thing on here, where you just flip down the legs. Oh no, you don't rotate them like that. You just fold them down, rotate, and then you flip out the feet. There we go. And yeah, that's Bomb Burst. He's okay. He's not my favorite. By far, he is not my favorite of the new things I've picked up. And I think the problem that happened here with this specifically was I overhyped myself for it. I got really excited for Bomb Burst, and okay, hang on, that is bothering me that it keeps doing the automatic, where is it, the auto exposure. We're gonna put it right there. That's fine. Okay. There we go. All right. That way we can have consistent lighting. It kept changing and that was bothering me. But yeah, he's fine. And I think the problem was Iguanus was so good that this guy's hard to live up to the hype. And I don't know. I really don't know what I was like expecting with this. I think I was just expecting something better, and I didn't get better. I got less than the same thing. I don't know. He's fine. It's just not. Yeah, he completes the Pretenders, which is what he needed to do. So he doesn't do anything like outrageously wrong. He does have an accessory, which is this little wrench. which is kind of dumb. But his original figure had it. The old '80s Pretender one had it, so I can't be mad at that. He is fairly articulated. I think the biggest problem with him is I think his torso is just too short. I think he needs a slightly longer torso. So I think that's the big problem with Bombburst. And I do like his bat head. I wish his jaw was hinged though, like the top of his head. So I do like that you can kind of fold away his weapons. He can also hold his arm cannons as like axes, which is kind of neat. Like I kind of like that. So he's a neat figure. He's neat, but he's not my favorite. Definitely the weakest one of the ones I picked up recently, which I picked up a chunk of. Oh, I guess I have more than I thought. Because I don't have Metal Hawk over here. Metal Hawk should really be over here. Same with Twincast, because I have like most of Evolution Wave 1. At least I have the 2 deluxes, or Evolution Wave 2, I think. Because I have the 2 deluxes and the 2 Voyagers. I didn't get the leader, and I didn't get the cores. I didn't get Thundercracker because Thundercracker was a repaint, and I didn't get Prime because he was a repaint too. But yeah, Bombburst is okay. And there was something I was looking at recently, where like Bombburst could totally be repainted, like a new head and turned into it. I think it was Bugsley or Bugly. I think that was his name. It's either Bugsley or Bugly, and he was another Pretender. And I think Bombburst could totally work as like a Bugly since they had the same vehicle mode. And if you just swap out this head for a Bug head, I think that'd work really, really well. Do you collect just the fill out sets, or do you collect just the toys you think you'd like? It's a little bit of both. It's stuff that if it goes with stuff like the Pretenders, like I collect most of the Pretenders that I have, all the Pretenders they've put out so far, including Metal Hawk, and at least in Legacy. And I got those just because I like that set, and right now it is kind of just finishing things. But there's also ones that I think are cool. Like I got this. And we'll talk about Crasher right now just because this question kind of brings Crasher into perspective. I really like the black repaint figures, like black repaints of Decepticons and stuff. So Crasher, so stuff like Crasher and Scourge and Velocitron Scourge are totally up my alley. Same with I just have a chunk of these on speed dial. Flame War as well is in that same vein, where I was like, oh, that's just a black repaint. I really like those. They don't necessarily go together. They just look cool on a shelf together, and that's why I like them. So I got Crasher for that same reason. I saw it at the store, and I was like, you know what? I passed it up once. It's kind of hard to find. I think I'll pick it up, and I like Crasher. Flame Wars Deco is god tier, dude. For real. Flame War is god tier. But yeah, I saw. You notice it has 2 Mirage guns. That's because I actually gave it Leadfoot's guns. I don't own Earth Mode Mirage. I have Leadfoot and I have Crasher, but I don't have Earth Mode Mirage. And that's because I have Classics Mirage, and I prefer that mold as Mirage. I think it looks really good. I think this looks pretty good as Leadfoot, and the Crasher Redeco is pretty good. I actually prefer this to Leadfoot because the tolerances are a lot better. I love the silver wheels on here. I think the paint is really cool. I love the silver kind of movie style Decepticon symbol they gave her. That was really cool. Getting this transformed into robot mode. This figure is also very, I don't know, its transformation isn't the best. I'll say that. Like, I don't hate it. It's just very, it feels like everything is kind of colliding with itself, you know? Like, nothing feels good to move. Like the upper, okay, this section up here does, but it's the legs. The legs do, oh my gosh, everything feels like it's too clipped in. And like this, I will say, this part right here where you have to fold this like 180 degrees, on my Leadfoot it clicks into itself, like it keeps catching. On this one it just feels like a thunk. So I don't know, it's hard to describe, but on Leadfoot it feels wrong. On Crasher it feels correct. It feels like it moves how it should. And maybe I just have a dud Leadfoot. Like, I still like my Leadfoot, and it doesn't ruin the figure for me or anything. Like, he's not terrible or bad in any sense. Not any worse than any of the other figures that use this mold are. But it is one of those things that it makes me not want to Oh, also his head comes off really, really easily. Like, I'll spin it around and it will fall off, or I'll go to pull this flap down and it'll take the head panel with it. This one, it's so much better, and it fits. I don't know. It like it doesn't. Oh man, there we go. And these snap, dude. When these snap down on Crasher too, they snap down. Like it's really nice. When I say that Crasher has better tolerances than my Leadfoot, I mean Crasher has the better tolerances. I really like Crasher's feel, and we can back that up and do. There we go. Adjust the camera just a touch. So there we go. And that's the other thing. I also skipped that Mirage because it doesn't have a port for the shoulder cannon. And as far as I know, Crasher doesn't have a shoulder cannon, and neither does Leadfoot. So I was just like, okay, I'm not even gonna worry about having to get like an upgrade kit for that. I say not worrying about getting an upgrade kit. Meanwhile, Point Blank is back there. Will you get the potential G2 Mirage leaked for Toxitron? The unreleased Watermelon and Pepto-Bismol one with Florida Crocodiles on the side. I did pre-order Toxitron. I pre-ordered Toxitron. I didn't get Hot Cheeto Jazz. I thought about getting Hot Cheeto Jazz, but I skipped it. I didn't get a Cool Ranch Seeker, and I kind of want to see what Watermelon Mirage and what the Sideswipe look like. I don't know what the G2 Sideswipe looks like. I haven't looked up any pictures of it. But I don't know. Toxitron interests me because I really like Toxitron as like a character, and he goes with my Loud Pedal, and I want to get an exhaust, so that way I can have the Noise and Smoke crew. But for right now, Toxitron is the only one that I'm picking up. I might get Tiger Stripe Grimlock, and that's only because I have a friend who I think might like Tiger Stripe Grimlock, and I would give it to them as a present. But at the same time, I'm unsure about that in general. But Crasher looks really good. I'll say that, and all the joints feel really solid. This is my problem with Mirage, by the way, is this thing. And he'll join my current wrecker squad. Yeah, I always liked Toxitron as a wrecker. That's probably the shelf he's going to end up on for my crew as well. I kind of hate that he comes with the trailer. I was really hoping he didn't have the trailer. But it's whatever. It'll just end up in a box. This is the biggest problem I have with the Mirage mold, and it's kind of the reason I don't want to get a third one. The other thing is I don't like having too many of one mold in my collection. Like I think two for the most part, unless it's like obviously Starscream is like an exception. Like I have Starscream and the two Seekers, and then I think the only other exception I'd really do is like the Cliff Jumper mold, because I have Bug Bite and Gold Bug and Bumblebee and Cliff, and if they did a Glyph and Tap Out, I would get Glyph and Tap Out, and I wish in one of those 4-packs for Buzzworthy Bumblebee they would just put Glyph and Tap Out in there. Like you could do Glyph off of the so you could do Glyph off of Bumblebee, Tap Out off of Cliff Jumper, and then you could do like Loud Pedal, because we haven't gotten an official Loud Pedal. You could do Loud Pedal and then someone else. I don't know what other molds are out there. You could probably do I would say you could do Prowl as Sideways, or maybe even like you could do Scourge as Octopunch. Like not like you could do like 86 Scourge as Octopunch. That could work. I don't know. I'm not a Hasbro designer, but so I'm not in charge of any of that. I wish I was. But yeah, Crasher is really cool. If you come across one, I definitely recommend it. It looks sick, especially with figures like, just bringing in like Flame War here, like Flame War and Crasher, and I'm gonna knock over stuff, and Scourge. They all look super great together, and kind of following up. Do I pick up ones that I think I like? I know the Octopunch custom. Yeah, it was super sick. Yeah, but yeah, like I said, referring back to the collect toys I think I'd like. This was one that I was like, okay, I think I'll like this. I know I like the mold. It fits into a spot in my collection that I already have space for. I'm going to pick it up. And yeah, I do like this. And it also, the thing is, like the black repaint Decepticons I have going on have started to kind of look like their own faction, because it's like you got the Mirage, you got the motorcycle, you got the Prime looking dude, you have Soundwave, you have a Soundwave alike, you have a Bumblebee alike. Like it's starting to get to a point where it's like, whoa, hang on. all we need is like a Seeker who isn't Thundercracker or Skywarp. Like, we just need. Also, my Scourge's hips are black. I put black tape on him because his torso looked too short, so I put some black tape right there, and it, in my opinion, it makes it look way better. And also it's just tape, so if I want to take it off, I can, and it also doesn't interfere with transformation or anything. I'm very much against, for the most part, like permanent changes to my figures. Moving this back down. Who do we want to take a look at next? So we looked at Bomb Burst, we look at Crasher. That's 2 of the new ones that we got. We're only 20 minutes in. That's pretty good. Let me grab some of the other stuff that's new, and then I think we'll look at the Junkion, just because I have some stuff to say about Junkion, about the Junkion. So we'll talk about him. Give me 1 second. I'm gonna grab the 2 other new figures that I picked up recently. Just set those guys off to the side. Alrighty. We're back. Let me adjust this. Okay. My desk is a mess right now. Just robots everywhere. Let me put the ones I've already talked about, like, off to the side here. Alright. Oh yeah, so the Junkion. Let's talk about the Junkion. I like the Junkion's vehicle mode. I actually think it looks really, really interesting, and it's pretty cool. Although, I don't like that these don't click into place. That's pretty unfortunate. I do like that this can turn. That's pretty cool. But it doesn't really serve a purpose. I like the saddlebag look. That's pretty cool. I like that it has little molding to make it look like bags. So there's stuff about it that I like. It's just not my favorite. It doesn't really have a kickstand. If you want it to sit, you kind of just have to sit it on the big block that is the torso. It doesn't roll very well. Not gonna lie, it kind of just scrapes along on the bottom, which I don't like. So, I don't know. I'm just gonna transform it just because. And also the other thing is that, like, hang on, let me take these off real quick. The section right here, so this part right here, there we go. This part right here has these 2 tabs, and it's supposed to tab into the arms, but the arms splay like that, and I don't like that. I don't know. It feels weird, and it doesn't, like, I don't know how to get the arms perfectly lined up for that to line up with them. So, but the transformation is very, very easy, which is nice because, oh, what was his name? It was it Scraphook? Is that the other Junkion, Scraphook? He was kind of a pain to transform because he had that really tight spot behind where the tow truck bed was formed, and you had to, like, slip parts past each other, and it just, oh god, it felt like something from 2012. It was not a good transformation. This transformation is very much a smooth and simple affair, aside from the parts forming, which they were like, oh yeah, the Junkions don't parts form anymore, and it's like, technically, yeah, you're right. Technically, you're right, but the saddlebags and the exhaust pipes do parts form. And I like you can make them handheld weapons. I don't like doing that. I like just popping them up on the shoulders. That's where I like to keep the Junkion saddlebags. And the exhaust pipes just go on the back, like so. Technically, they can go wherever you want. They just go right there. And then this wheel is pretty cool. It's pretty stiff, but you can get your fingernail into there, pull that out, and then, whoa, grab this and flip out. Which I wish they did Prowl's spinny things like that, where it spun out like that. I wish they did that. And then he can, yep. It is specific which side is the 5mm peg. It's the side without the screw. And he can just hold that. Whee! Perfect. And yeah, there is Who is this? This is Crash Bar. This is Crash Bar. And he's pretty cool. I like this one more than I like Scraphook. I think the shoulders have more range. They feel better. The hips, everything just feels better on this one. I think the transformation's better. The ball jointed head is a lot nicer. The look is better. I like the look of this one more. It feels more like a Junkion, in my opinion. And I think that might just be because it turns into a motorcycle. Like, and it kind of looks like Retgar in the face with the handlebar mustache. I just think this one's better. I don't know. There's not much else to say other than I think it's better. Do I have Scraphook up here? I do have Scraphook up here. Because I was doing some photos with these guys earlier. There he is with Scraphook, and they look good together as far as like the Junkion. I think they're calling them the Junkion Cadets, is what the designers were calling these guys, and they look fine together. I'm interested to see what Toe Line's gonna look like mixed in with these dudes, because I might pick up Toe Line. I don't know. I'm not huge on picking up repaints of weaponizers unless like it's to complete some stuff, but and especially since the Junkions they don't feel as much like weaponizers as some of the other ones do, because it's basically just like you take off the arm. What else is this? Is it a gun? What is it? No, it's an arm. It's just an arm. At least, and then the legs. I do like the legs have had the peg on top, so they like work as straight up leg extensions. I took some photos of these two combined with pipes recently, and that looked pretty good. And I need to post those photos on Instagram and Twitter, so that way people can see those. But I do think that these guys look really good with pipes or Huffer, I guess, in some scenarios. I don't have Huffer, I only have pipes, so yeah, he's okay. He's okay. I definitely, like I said, I like him more than I liked Scraphook. And I think in general, I think the general consensus from people I've talked to is that this one is better, which is cool. I hope he does get a repaint into something cool. I don't know what you would repaint this into, because yeah, but with the Hasbro designers whipping out Toe Line for Scraphook, that's pretty cool, and I think that's pretty neat. So maybe we'll get something cool and neat off of this guy too. Although it's probably just going to be a new head variant, so that the real question is like, who else could it be? My hope is that it's Vroom. I think a Pretender Vroom off of this would work. Maybe give it a new foot, new head, and it could be Vroom, the Ultra Pretender or the Double Pretender, whatever he was. I think that would be really cool. But yeah, he's all right. That's Crash Bar from Evolution Wave 2. Gonna have a drink before I continue. Get a quick stay hydrated here. How we doing? We doing good? We feeling good tonight? How's everyone doing? How's everyone holding up? I see we got 3 viewers. That's pretty cool. Let's do one that's not on the table. I know that these ones have been sitting there the entire stream, kind of like oh, but let's do one that's not on the table. Let's talk about something a little weird. Let's go Earthspark Bumblebee. I picked this up kind of recently, and why is my stream blurry? That sucks. Hang on, it's all blurred out. Give me a moment. Let me turn that off. There we go. That's a little bit better. There we go. Yeah, so there's Earthspark Bumblebee. Pretty weird looking dude. I think the weirdest part is the head. I feel like the head is slightly too round. Teasing us by not showing off the figures in the background. Yeah. I like this one, actually. I actually really like this Bumblebee. I don't know if I showed off Twitch already, but I do have Twitch, and this thing feels really, really good in my opinion. It's a very cool figure as far as deluxes go, and it's one that, like, hang on, can we get a good look at the head there? Ooh, no, not gonna focus on the head. There it goes. Yeah, he's pretty cool. The yellows don't match on the doors, which is fine. He's also very dusty. But he has pretty good knees. He has ankle tilts. He has ball joint at the ankle. He has ball joint elbows. He has ball jointed shoulders. I don't know. He has this really cool accessory where it makes his arm look like it's transformed. And you can just wiggle that off. And he is 5mm compatible, so any 5mm weapons will fit in there. But yeah, he's pretty cool. The only thing I wish he had was a waist swivel, but he does have not thigh swivels, but just above the knee swivels, which is kind of nice because then the thigh sculpt doesn't break. And you can get pretty dynamic. Like, you can get real dynamic with him, which is pretty cool. His gun looks like a model of Thunderbird 4. Oh no, we have a UK resident in our stream. Oh man. What a reference, throwing out Thunderbirds. I don't immediately know what Thunderbird 4 looks like, as I'm not a UK res, but I do know of the Thunderbirds. And he had, like, look at that, this crazy kind of like cup style knee. Like, let's see if I can get this transformed on camera here. His backpack does have a tendency to like to come apart, because it is a very strange backpack. I'm trying to. Yeah, see it. Yeah, and it's all because it's pegged in right up here, and I think it is kind of easier just to yank it off and then do it that way. Fold up the hands. Try to remember where the arms go. I know the arms actually do integrate into the car somehow, I think. Or am I just dumb? Am I dumb and they just fold up? I think I'm dumb and they just fold up. I think that's totally what happens. Yeah, they totally just fold up. Okay. They even have little notches where they fit together. See, that's the worst part. Is that just likes to pop off. The leg flips like that, and then that folds down. The kneecap does. I actually really like the kneecap flip. So fold, flip the kneecap. Boom. Tab that in. Fold the knees down, and then the doors fold in, and they slot. It's kind of hard to get them in there. They slot in right there in the bottom of the foot. So kind of just gotta squeeze it and squish it until it gets to where you need it to go. There we go. And the gun does have some ports on top where it can just kind of slot into. It can slot in right there. It can also slot in back there, and it can also slot in right there. So it gives you a couple different options. I like right here personally, or as the super engine. But I do like that it gives you the choice. It cannot store underneath, unfortunately. It has to go on top. But it's also like, it's like for the kids because it's Earthspark. So he does roll fairly, or slide across my desk fairly well. So he's neat. Earthspark Bumblebee, little quick one. Okay, we'll do one of the desk ones next. We'll do Skullgrin here. Who, only because I haven't had as much time to mess with Point Blank. I got Point Blank literally earlier today. Like, I've transformed him maybe twice. So here's Skullgrin. Let me fold these around so that way his cannons are kind of accurate. I don't hate this. That's a weird way to phrase that. I like this. I like Skullgrin. He's not my favorite, like, deluxe, but he's also, like, nowhere. He's unremarkable in terms of figures. Like, let me phrase it like that, which is really unfortunate because it means that he doesn't stand out and he doesn't make a statement, which is crazy to say about a giant skull monster like with devil horns who turns into a tank. I think his alt mode is kind of terrible. He has a lot of gaps in the side. He doesn't have treads at the front, which is really weird. it doesn't look finished, and that's the problem. Other than that, like, and I'm not gonna beat into him for I like that he has a rotating turret, but at the same time, this whole assembly comes off and is 5mm pegged, which makes me think that they already have a retool for this in mind, and they're taking this part and they're using it in another way. Like, it just makes me feel like this stuff is going to get used in a different way on a future figure that uses this as the base. Transformation, you can leave this on. I'm going to pull it off just because it's easier. He does have a pretty cool transformation too. These rotate, and then these come down, and I kind of like that this forms like the bottom of the tank. I kind of like that. It makes it feel cleaner on a very unclean vehicle mode. The arms just spread out like that. The legs just extend down. I'm gonna pull these apart. The legs just extend down on normal kind of leg extenders, the normal leg extenders we've been used to. And then these all collapse as a slot right there, a tab on the back of the tread, and that just compresses together. And it gives his legs nice chunk and fill too. Like it's a super clean leg transformation, and I really, really like it. And it also, I will say, he uses his vehicle. Did I just pop his leg off? Oh my gosh, I've never done that before. Hang on, let me fold out his foot. I haven't popped his leg off yet. That's crazy. I thought that was pinned in there. Oops. Can we get that back on, please? Please go back on. Dude, you're embarrassing me in front of the wizards right now. Come on. There we go. Oh, came off again. Oh, give me a second. This sucks. Oh my god. Hang on. Can I just put it like that and then... Oh my gosh. It does not want to go back on. There we go. Okay, I'm trying to be gentle with it. There we go. Okay. Got his leg back on. There we go. And then the waist folds forward. So you can see right there in the torso. You see the bend, folds forward, snaps into place. And like, right? He kind of looks dope. Like even right here. So, and then this is kind of cool where this slides forward like that. That's kind of cool. And then the whole thing compresses with like a double body panel flip. And then hands fold out. Hands fold out, and those click into place. Hands fold out. And then the horns fold outward. Now, I did have a malformed horn. The fan alt mode is way better for this lad. What's up, Vic Viper, by the way? Thanks for joining the stream. I'll have to look at that. I have not seen the fan alt mode. And then we can take his swords off there. Plug in his backpack. Fold down his little tail. Always fold down the little tail, don't forget. I also wish this locked in somewhere. Like, I wish I had, like, a little nub just to, like, friction hold it, because this sliding all around is very annoying to get it straight up and down. And give him some sword and some gun. There we go. Skullgrin. And, like, I said this guy was unremarkable. And that's pretty, like I said, it's pretty sad to say about a character who has a giant, like, devil head. Oh, come on, focus. Focus on his big, stupid devil head. Stop focusing on the car in the background. It's pretty crazy to say about a character who has, like, a big, crazy devil skull as a robot mode head and is such a neat figure. My camera does not want to focus on him. Is it because he's getting washed out? Oh my gosh. That's terrible. I hate that it's not focusing. It's focused like up here instead of right there. Hang on, can we use point blank to... There we go. Yeah. I love the details on the belt and on the chest. It looks really good. And like I said, I had a problem with the horns, but just some hot water and then a squish. You know, you take the horns, dip it in some hot water, give it a squish, and put it back on. Fix that right up. And he is pretty articulated, but at the same time, he's also not more posable than Iguanus is. Like, I did the math. The only thing this guy has on Iguanus is he has a thigh swivel, which is crazy to think. But yeah, he's very neat. I'll say that. I like Skullgrin. I actually like him more in hand. Like, I felt like reviews and photos didn't do this dude justice. And I especially think a lot of reviewers and people kind of wrote him off because of his alt mode and whatnot. But he is fun. He is good in his own ways. But like I said, he's definitely an unremarkable deluxe. And I think that followed for his entire wave. Because you had, who is it, Dead End, who kind of sucks too. You have him, you have Point Blank, who we're going to talk about later, and then I can't remember who the other deluxe is. Crankcase, who's a retool. So yeah, it's like not a lot to talk about from that wave, really. I've also picked up a lot more Legacy than I thought I was going to pick up, which is kind of crazy. But that's Skullgrin. Point Blank. Let's talk about Point Blank. Which I am going to get the upgrade kit for this guy. It's still on Non-F's website, so I'm going to get it. He's interesting. Again, another figure that I hope they release a Submarauder to complete the set. Dude, yeah, Submarauder, Bludgeon, and I mentioned earlier, I don't know, Vic, if you were in the chat earlier, but I mentioned that they could probably do a Bugly off of Bomb Burst, which I think would be pretty okay. I just, realistically for me, I just need an Octo Punch. I just want Octo Punch. I picked this up earlier today. I am going to get the Non-F kit because it is on his website. And there's a few things that are a little weird about this guy, but there's also some stuff that is really, really cool. I like the wheels. I love the alt mode. I think it's super sleek and super cool. I think the gap at the back is kind of weird. This engine is pretty cool. I think it's weird he has an opening cockpit. That, like, I don't know. It's kind of like Minerva, where it makes me think like maybe they were going to try and squeeze a Headmaster in there and then just didn't, for a different character. Peacemaker here. It's pretty neat. If we can get it to... Boop. Get to focus on Peacemaker there. There we go. Pretty cool. Like the paint on there. There's a lot of paint on here. He has a painted visor, painted face, shoulders, chest. Pretty good little figure overall for an accessory. A literal accessory. Point Blank, he rolls pretty well. He does have pinned wheels, thank goodness. So much like Override, he rolls very well. Like that, I think that might be one of my favorite parts about this figure. Anyways, transformation, obviously. Trying to remember here. I like to get the legs free. The last couple times I transformed this guy, I like to get the legs free. Because the legs are very easy. They literally just unfold and then you open them up. He does have extreme knee bend because of transformation, which is kind of awesome. The other sad part about that is he has hollow legs, but he also has this big filler piece on the side. So I'll give hollow legs a pass if they are like this, where it's encapsulated on every other side. Now, these pieces are kind of weird. They fold in and form his, like, kidneys. I don't like that they're on ball joints. I get why they have to be, because that kind of movement right there really sucks. But I fear for the longevity of those pieces. And then these come down. Yeah, those come down. This rotates forward. Yep. Rotate that forward and then pull this out. Yeah, the arm transformation on this is so crazy. And then those rotate. So fold it down, extend it, rotate it, pull this back, pull it all the way back, flip up the head, and spin him at the waist. Fold the... Did I fold up the head too early? I did. That tabs in to the head. There we go. And there is Point Blank. I was really excited for Point Blank. I like the way Point Blank looks. He's my favorite of the Autobot Target Masters. He's 100% going on my my Headmaster shelf because that's the era he goes with. And yeah, he looks good. He looks solid. I wonder if they'll use this for an Armada Blur. I mean, if you spin it around, right? Like, if you turn them this way, where you even have the shoulder, like, the shoulders look like they could be Armada Blur shoulders. And then, like, if you put them like this and you do some retooling so that way he actually can face this way. Like, if you do some retooling here and so that way he can face the opposite direction, I do think they could get an Armada Blur out of this fairly easily. I think the big thing they're waiting on is the Blur trademark, since we got 86 Blur and then Velocitron Blur, so I think they're just waiting a little bit before they reuse that name. I think stores are blurred out. Specifically, I think Walmart's blurred out, so... but yeah, I am going to get the elbow upgrade, which gives him a shoulder rotation instead of an elbow rotation. And there's nothing, like, I don't know. I know you take this out, and you take the arm off, and then you, like, put it back together, and it completely, like, replaces this piece. It's very convenient that these are both screwed together. I also don't think the hips, I know a lot of people were complaining about his hips when he first got revealed. I don't think they're so bad in person. It definitely isn't that bad. He's fine. I don't hate him. I think these blocks on his elbows are a little annoying. I think those get in the way. But he is a good looking figure, I think, overall. The legs are a little chunky. Chunkier than I like. But, hey. Oh my god, we got 4 concurrent viewers going on right now. Come on. Come on. Well, if I put Skullgrin back there, will it focus? We'll focus on both of them. Come on. Okay. Yeah. Oh, there it goes. Yeah. So Point Blank. Pretty cool. Pretty cool little figure. I do like all the paint on him. He has like a panel lined headlights and some black details up here. Yeah. He's pretty neat. He does have a giant hole going through him right there. Oh, but that's where his head goes, so. Yeah. And then, of course, Peacemaker. Go right there. Point and shoot. Point and shoot. I don't know if this is Blast Effect compatible, and I don't have any Blast Effects immediately available, but it looks like it is. But yeah. That is Point Blank. That's everyone who was on the desk. I have 3 more figures. Let's talk about the least remarkable one. And this one was a gift, and I don't want to be mean to it because, like I said, it was a gift, and I do like the figure. This is Twincast. I'm not going to transform this one because we all know what this turns into, and we've all seen Blaster, so I'm not going to transform it. He has not Rewind in his chest. He has Eject in his chest because Rewind is in my actual Blaster. But Twincast, I didn't think I was going to get this one, actually. My friend found it and was like, oh, hey, do you want me to pick it up for you? And I was like, yeah. And they were like, okay, so they picked it up for me, and that was really, really, really nice of them. And I do like Twincast, especially because it goes with my Sound Blaster. It goes really well with a lot of stuff I have. Billy, yeah, Billy, I remember, yeah. And it does look really, really good. I love the nearly white legs and the deep saturated blue. The red hands look really good. All the red speakers. I do really like it. My problem is it feels just a little bit worse than Blaster does. Like when I got this, when I got it out of the box and I got it home and I was taking photos of this and Blaster, this just felt, and it's no fault of Twincasts. It is 100% not Twincast's fault. It is 100% Hasbro using different quality plastic for Legacy Evolution than they did in Kingdom, because my Blaster is a Kingdom Blaster. And yeah, you can feel the plastic quality. This sticks out a little bit more. His chest door, you can see it doesn't close all the way. My Kingdom Blaster's chest door closes all the way. And like I said, I don't want to be mean to this figure because it's not this figure's fault, and this figure was a gift, and I do like it. Especially because I love the Blaster mold. I think this is a really, really good, really, really good figure. Again, my problem just comes from the plastic quality Hasbro decided to use on this figure, and it makes it feel worse than Blaster. But overall, it is a really cool figure, and Hasbro knew that putting this is Eject, not Rewind. They knew putting Rewind with Twincast would make this sell better, and yeah, 100%. I was gonna pick this up just for Rewind, and then, like I said, my friend got it for me, and that was really cool of them, and I do really appreciate it. This does look really good next to my Sound Blaster and a bunch of my other stuff on my shelf, and I am happy to have it because it is another Headmasters era character, and I love Headmasters era. That's like my favorite era of Transformers, so really cool to have him. But yeah, you can, oh man, you can kind of see, just like if I hold the, you can just see, oh man, it's hard to describe, but he just has this slight wiggle in his chest. You can almost see it. Hopefully the camera quality is good enough that you can see that. And yeah, but I do like this figure. It actually does transform better than my blaster does. Like when it, like my blaster, it always catches on the wrists. This one, it doesn't catch on the wrist, which is nice. So typically if I want to transform blaster, I want to mess with the blaster mold, this is the figure I pick up because it transforms better. Even though I think the plastic quality is slightly worse on this one. But yeah, I do like Twincast, as I just kind of slap my hands all over this one because I'm not transforming it. I do like Twincast. I do like it. Man. What should we look at next? Left or right? What are we thinking? Left or right? And then I'll show off whichever one. We got 4 people in here. We can take a small poll, left or right, and then that'll determine the next figure we look at. Because we got 2 more, and then we'll call it for today. But yeah, we got 2 more, left or right, and whichever you guys pick, we'll go with that one. Right? Okay, one vote right. Also, Mio, I'm sorry if I hurt your feeling with talking about Twincast. Mio is the one who got me Twincast. We got 2 votes for right. 2 other people. Come on. I see you guys. I see you watching. I have my analytics pulled up. All right. Okay. We'll go for the right side figure. The right, and then we'll go, and then. All right. The figure on the right was Metal Hawk, the other Voyager from Legacy Evolution, Wave 2. Come on, focus on Metal Hawk. Focus on Metal Hawk. Come on. Come on. Come on, focus on Metal Hawk. No! If I bring him. Metal Hawk looks amazing. He has that new gold plastic that didn't, oh, there we go, little hero shot right on his face. Beautiful. Yeah, baby. I will say I skipped Kingdom Cyclonus. Come on, there we go. I skipped Kingdom Cyclonus, and I was kind of upset about it because I had started hearing such good things about Cyclonus, and I was like, oh no, I can't find Kingdom Cyclonus anywhere, and I don't want to get the Selects version because it's kind of expensive. Whatever will I do? And then they were like, oh, by the way, Cyclonus retool, and it's a character that goes with my Autobot leader shelf. So I have, and he was the last one I needed because I have a Die Atlas. Technically, it's a custom King Atlas, but I have one. I have Star Saber from the HasLab. I have Power Master Prime. I have Optimus Prime. I have Hot Rod. I don't have a Rodimus. He doesn't count. That's a lie. I just haven't found my Rodimus yet. I'm waiting to find a Protector Armor. So Metal Hawk was like the big one to get. And it was a Cyclonus retool, so I was like, okay, cool. I'll get Metal Hawk. I'll have a Cyclonus mold, and oh boy, I actually really, really like this guy. He does have a sword on his back. I really like this guy. He has this super cool sword on his back. Has this little cable, very accurate to his old stuff. He is a Pretender too, so he fits in with my Pretender character stuff. And yeah, no, the Cyclonus mold is so good. Like everything about it, it's such a cool figure, such a cool mold. I don't know, it's so articulated and so heroic. Like it really, really works. Something about Metal Hawk just really, really works on this mold. He looks so good. And the fact that they added like a whole bunch of little accessories, like the little blasters, you know, and they are blast effect compatible. The little blasters, the sword, everything about him is just so great. And then it was already built on top of what I was told was a super good mold. And I even talked to some people on Instagram the other day about this, about Cyclonus, and they were like, oh yeah. And I have heard that Metal Hawk isn't as good as Cyclonus. And that's mainly because of the arm gaps. I heard Cyclonus didn't have arm gaps, and I think they could have done something similar with his arms, but I'm not gonna complain because how we don't get Metal Hawk all that often. We got like a really ugly BotCon one. We got the multi-pack one, which wasn't bad. I'll say the Titans Return one wasn't bad. It was good for what it was, as far as like a retool of who was it? Not Blowpipe, Trigger Happy. That was pretty cool, I'll say. And then we got the Power of the Primes one, which kind of doesn't count. So this is like our first real Metal Hawk. He has basically his own mold because the head, the chest, the shoulder section, the arms, the lower legs, I think the feet are new. This back panel, the guns on the legs, the sword, all that's new. The only, as far as I know, the parts he shares with Cyclonus are parts of the wings. He has some wing parts, some internal parts, the shoulders and elbows, the thighs, and I think that's it. There's some internal parts that he shares with Cyclonus, but he is so different from Cyclonus. And let's transform him. He does have wrist swivel, by the way. That's something. It does clip in right there, and swiveling his wrist does unclip it. But hey, small price to pay. So we're gonna transform Metal Hawk here, and he does have a pretty interesting and very smooth transformation. I'm trying to remember how to do it all exactly, because he has Soundwave legs, which is really cool, and apparently Cyclonus had the same thing going on, and I think the Soundwave legs are really, really cool. It's just such a smart way to collapse up stuff like this. And let me think. This part pulls forward, this folds back, and then this pulls back, and his head, there we go. Yeah, so he just onions apart, and I thought that was really cool. And then this folds forward, fold that out, bring all that back together, rotate this around, collapse. We're actually gonna collapse the legs first. I feel like that's easier, and the legs just suction up into themselves if you get them lined up right. There we go. Tab that together. That's nice and stable. Rotate, and then that tabs in like so. That collapses down. This tabs in there. Tuck that in. Fold that out. This is the part I believe is shared with Cyclonus, is right there. It's like just a chunk of the wing. Collapse that down. Tab that in. Rotate this out. Collapse that up. Take the sword. There we go. There's Metal Hawk's vehicle mode, which looks so much like his old Pretender figure, like his old vehicle mode. It looks so good. I love the red wings with the gray is a little bit distracting, and it does break up the figure a little bit, but I do like it. I'm a sucker for this guy. He looks so cool. Everything about Metal Hawk is really cool. I love that the gold stays relegated to the chest. I do wish there was some gold paint on here instead of just kind of earwax plastic, but hey, what are you gonna do other than take it apart and paint it yourself? But yeah, he does look really, really good. He's a nice big swooshable jet, and it's an Autobot jet too. We don't get Autobot jets too often, so especially for him to be kind of a commander figure, which I guess all the Japanese commanders are jets except for Fortress Maximus, huh? But yeah, Metal Hawk, super good figure. Definitely recommend this one. This one is very, very cool. Definitely recommend. I was surprised how good he was. All right, we've reached our last figure, the last one we're going to talk about tonight, and I can't think of a better way to end it than with this one. Actually, I think this is a great way to end this stream, or to round this all out, and that is with animated Legacy Evolution Prowl. This is such a cool figure for me. I love Transformers Animated. I grew up with Transformers Animated, and when the leaks for Prowl came out, I remember everyone going like, is it RID Prowl? We just got Scourge. Is it animated Prowl? And then like more and more evidence pointed to this, and then we finally saw that leaked photo, And I knew, I was like, I gotta put him in my collection. I gotta have Prowl. And oh my god, is this guy amazing. He's just fantastic, man. Like, a lot of people are saying he doesn't look like animated Prowl, and to a degree I get it. He's not as tall, not as lanky, but everything is there. He even has the kind of the long face and whatnot. He has the unique profile. He has the cargo shorts with the big wheel legs. Oh man, everything about him. And there's such love poured into this figure. Like, he has really good articulation in the arms. They still gave him a 5mm peg in the hand, and they gave him a shuriken holding hand. He has 5 mils on his shoulders, on his forearms. He has a waist swivel. He has light ratcheted hips. He has pseudo double jointed knees, and then he has a joint that not like no Transformer gets. He has a straight up. It's very subtle, but he has an ab crunch. It's so subtle, but he has one, and it's so nice. Like, it adds that little bit of dynamicism to the posing, and on top of that, he has the same weapons he had back in animated, the same accessory, which is so cool. And you can see mine actually work. Like, I know a lot of people were saying like theirs didn't work. These ones do work. At least this one does. The other leg, it doesn't. The other leg, it's just, this one sucks. I think this is the one that sucks. Yeah, you can see it doesn't want to. I'm trying here. I'm trying to turn it, and it just doesn't want to open. So I just don't mess with that one. But this one works, and yeah, I think this one is the one that even clicks. Yeah, this one clicks open, which is really, really nice. So I think this is how it's supposed to work, is how this one works. But yeah, he's just so super cool. His head gives me Judge Dredd vibes. I see it, I get it, and I understand it. I'm not gonna judge you for it, Lamau. But yeah, man, he's such a cool figure. I remember I was talking to Mio the other day, and I was like, it was a couple days after I'd gotten this one, and she was asking how I was liking it, and I was like, I think it's my favorite Legacy figure. I think it's my favorite figure out of Legacy so far. And I still stand by that. Like, I pick up a lot of stuff. Obviously, like, this is all 3 of these figures I picked up in the last 3 days. Like, I got Skullgrin and Point Blank and Crash Bar within the last 3 days. And then I got this one earlier in the week. Same with Bomb Burst. I got Bomb Burst on Monday. Oh no, I got this one on Sunday, last Sunday. And then I got Bomb Burst on Monday. And then I found Skullgrin, and then just, yeah. Metal Hawk showed up a couple weeks ago, but I just haven't done anything. So, but yeah, this is, I don't know. I know not everyone likes watching, me talk about newer stuff, as far as video format wise. And that's not even like he just looks so good. Yeah. And that's not even like a oh, boohoo me. That's just straight up analytics right there. Like, my Scourge video didn't do super well, so I like doing videos on older toys, and then we can do live streams like this for the newer stuff. So I still get to talk about it, still get my thoughts out there on what's going on and whatnot. So I forgot to put Laser Fire in this live stream. That's unforgivable. Yeah, I'm going to transform this guy. And the other thing is, he does transform very similar to his old animated toy. I did have the animated toy way back when. He does transform specifically. You do have to have his legs in a specific orientation. Speaking of, like, okay, we, like, in a couple waves ago, which this wave just hit my stores. Or no, he's in the same wave. These two are in the same wave together. There's 2 deluxe motorcycles in the same wave. And then wave 1, we got RC, right? And then we got Retgar earlier. We got Retgar and the other guy earlier. So, like, if you're a motorcycle fan right now, like, if you like motorcycle transformers, hey, now there's tons of motorcycle transformers. They're even reusing this mold for Optimus Prime's, what's her name? Ariel. Her name's Ariel. We're reusing it for Ariel. So yeah, if you're a motorcycle fan right now. Oh, and there was Iguanus. We also got Iguanus 2 in wave 1. So if you like motorcycles, there's one for almost every size class except for leader. Like, you're eating good right now, motorcycle transformer fans. Especially since all of them have been, except for RC, all of them have been so good. This folds around like so. These handlebars fold back. I'm just trying to remember how everything works. This comes down. The arms come back. I think I got these arms misaligned right now. There we go. Am I sure? Sure. So I'm just trying to remember how to orient the shoulders. There we go. Yeah. The pin's facing up. Fold down the seat. This comes back. This comes up. And there's a tab right here and a slot right there. It's very kind of hard to see. There's a slot right there. Tab on the top of this. And that's going to hold. That's going to stop this from moving too much. And it's also going to lock the front of the vehicle in place as well as something else later on whenever we get to it. This does something really cool. This foot, so you bend the leg up, you collapse the foot, and this foot is gonna. Oh, hang on, you gotta flip up his head. So I like to tilt his head all the way back, so he's looking all the way forward, and then you take this panel right here, and you just push up on it, and that folds his head back. And the back of his head forms the speedometer, which is really, really cool. All right, so now this foot is gonna fill in this gap right here. You just want to push this up, and I kind of just finagle with it until it slides in. There's no, in my opinion, there's no great way to get that to perfectly line up other than just pushing it in there and making it fit. This leg, you gotta extend the foot and flip out the. It's easier to flip out the kickstand like now than it is later. So this knee pad, right here, this knee pad is gonna go into a slot that the elbows form up underneath right there. But this foot, you can see it has two tabs on it, and that's going to tab in to two spots in between these covers right here. So you just want to collapse it kind of like the front, and then just kind of slide one tab in. And then once you get one tab in, you can get the other tab in. It's all just about lining it up. Sometimes you even just got to finagle it a little bit. There we go. And then bring this forward. Bring this one to line that one up. And just, there we go. Then push up the leg. Collapse it up. Find the arms again. And there we go. This is a fingerprint magnet, by the way, on the one side. There we go. And you can see he's also pretty gappy, much like Skullgrin. And I feel like they could have put something there. Especially since it's on the back. That would have been on the back of the robot mode. I feel like there could have been something maybe on the handlebar. Right? Like right there, they could have just made that extend out a little bit longer. And had the handlebar fill in that section. With like a gray, a gray piece of plastic. And so that wasn't so gappy. Because I feel like this is forgivable to a degree, whereas this is just kind of lazy, is that gap right there. But they clearly prioritize the robot mode over the vehicle mode, and I'm okay with that in terms of us getting animated figures, because as long as it turns into what it is supposed to and it looks like that vehicle. This to me, and I understand people don't like that either. There was no way they were going to get away with that. With the Legacy aesthetic, though, there was just zero way they could cover that back up with Legacy budget and engineering. But I think either way, this guy looks fantastic. His wheels roll pretty good with the shurikens on them. So that's good. The kickstand does do its job. It does kickstand. So with the patented kind of, here we can turn it this way. Do a little push to, okay, well, sitting on the shelf, it's not going to fall over at least. But yeah, no, he looks really, really good. My camera will focus on him. Come on. Come on, camera. Yeah. This is just such a good figure. And if you have the chance to pick up Animated Prowl, and it's the only figure, for the first attempt at animated, I don't think it's all that bad. I still can't believe we're going to get Prime and Bumblebee in the future. Yeah, no, for real. The fact that we're getting Prime and Bee, and we just got Prowl, we already have Bulkhead, which I know it's not animated Bulkhead, it's Prime Bulkhead. But, I mean, he looks good enough, right? That Bulkhead works. And I feel like all we would need is we just need a Ratchet, right? That's it. We just need Ratchet, and then that would finish out our season 1 Autobots. And man, that would be amazing if we could just get a Ratchet. So hopefully we get an animated Ratchet later on down the line, to round out those Autobots. Because if we can get him and then like an animated Megatron, I will be happy. I will be a very happy lad. Maybe an animated Starscream. I think that would be pretty cool. But yeah, I don't think they should go too crazy with the animated stuff. In my opinion, they really just need to do the core 5 Autobots, which they've already gotten Bulkhead out of the way to a degree. And then they could even do a Prime Universe Ratchet. It's been a minute since we had a Prime Universe character, so maybe Prime Universe Ratchet, who I think would work enough with these guys. And then Megatron. I feel like Megatron is the one that you have to do. It would also be really cool if we finally got some animated characters we never got, such as the Constructicons. It'd be really cool to get animated Mixmaster and Scrapper in Legacy. So, but yeah, 100% I agree with you. For their first attempt at animated, and they made this good of a robot mode. If they prioritize the robot modes, and the robot modes are as good as this, I can forgive a kind of sloppy vehicle mode. I definitely am excited for Prime. I'm excited for Bumblebee. I think it's going to be really, really cool to have all of those characters lined up again. And it makes me so nostalgic to have this figure again, because this was a figure that did not survive my childhood. It got smashed and beaten, and oh my God. And there is someone's making a Samurai upgrade kit for the sidecar, and I'm so excited for that. It looks so good on Instagram. I'm going to have to get one to go with this guy, because that is such a look, and it looks, oh my gosh. I don't even know how it attaches. I think it plugs in to this hubcap right here, if I had to take a guess, from what I've seen in the pictures. But yeah. That's it for all the new stuff I got. We'll kind of bring all the, if I can fit everyone in here, we'll bring the vehicles back over there. We got one more vehicle. So vehicle wise, we got Earthspark Bumblebee, Legacy Prowl, and Legacy Metalhawk. And then we also picked up Twincast and who is this? Crash Bar. Sorry. Crash Bar and Point Blank, Crasher. And then lastly, but mostly not leastly, Skullgrin and Bombburst. Some really cool figures. Really, really awesome stuff. Predictions for Tuesday. My bet's on the last core class Dinobot and a Junkion. Oh, that's right. We are. There is supposed to be a Transformers Tuesday. I have no clue. There's a lot of stuff. We could also say Studio Series 86 Ratchet. I think that was semi-revealed. I do think we are going to see a core class Dinobot soon. It'd be really cool if we could see that Bludgeon that was revealed. Basically anything from a leak that we've gotten recently. That, or it could be Toxitron Wave 2. It could be that as well. There's a lot of stuff that Transformers Tuesday could be. But yeah, this is what I got so far. This was way more. Like I said, I got most of this. Like, aside from him, Metalhawk, and Crasher, all but 3 of these. So like all these guys right here up front, basically, I got within the week. So pretty crazy to me. Very, very Transformers heavy week. But yeah, thank you guys for joining me on this. It's been an awesome stream. Glad that the chat seemed to be popping off and having fun. And thank you guys for joining me for this little hour and 15-minute dealio, this Transformers new toy time. And I'll see you guys in the next one, hopefully in the next video. Thanks for watching. Dealio, this Transformers new toy time, and I'll see you guys in one, hopefully in the next video. Thanks for watching.